Okay, welcome back to Edge of Indy. We wanted to make sure that you were aware of a very special event that's happening in mid-June here, June 13th through the 16th, no, 17th, I believe, here in Indianapolis, and it's focused on innovation, all the different players that are inside of this market, and it's an opportunity to bring everybody together to showcase true innovation in Indianapolis. So I want to introduce to you a couple key players. We have Kavensky and Ken Miller of inX3. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're more than welcome. I keep on tripping over inX3 or inX3, but it's inX3, and we're going to go with it, right?
Yes, that works. Thanks, Aaron.
You're more than welcome. First off, explain to us what inX3 is and where the name came from.
Well, the name originates from the concept of inspire, innovate, and invest. So inX3, it's originally the IN to the third power with the third exponent, and then our branding group said it needed to be written out.
They weren't geeks.
Not like me.
So you've got these three pillars of the concept around. So where'd the idea come from, and what's its history?
So the history comes out of Venture Club of Indianapolis has been putting on an event called the Innovation Showcase for several years. Mm-hmm. And it's been very focused on Central Indiana. And with Kara and John McDonald, the incoming president for Venture Club next year, and support from Ting Guti, who's the president this year, we really wanted to reach out to a broader audience and get all of the state involved and get the best that Indiana has to offer all to come to this event and reach out regionally for venture capital and tell them we've got the best that Indiana has to offer on display this week in June.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you have had different competitions all across the state. What are these competitions made up of?
Well, the pitch qualifiers are an opportunity to engage with local in those regional cities across the state, and also Ken went to Cincinnati for one as well, to cultivate and cull talent from these startup companies across Indiana, and like I said, in Ohio. We have companies coming in regionally for this event. We also have some internationally as well that are wanting to participate.
Fantastic. That's exciting. So it's pitch competitions as if they were before Shark Tank, right?
Right, exactly. Some of these were at universities. We've got a couple this week and one next week as well. So right up to the lead up for inX3. It's competition down to the wire, but we've got a spot for them.
Oh, that's fantastic. So describe the event. What's going to be happening? This is a multi-day event here for Indianapolis, and that's pretty cool in its own right. We harken back to a number of East Coast and West Coast events that are this type of duration, and I mean we're looking at this as setting the stage for something that's going to be an annual multi-day event. But what's going to be happening this coming week?
Right. Well, and to answer that question, let's back up a little bit. So when Ken, John, and I sat down with the leadership at TechPoint, with Mike Langelier and his team, and said, look, we work in the same space. We're wanting to bring investors to town to meet and to create awareness around these startup companies. How can we do that efficiently? And the answer is by backing up our events back to back. One day after the next. So TechPoint was very generous in saying, okay, look, we're going to put our Winter Circle event the day after the Innovation Showcase with the Venture Club. And John, Ken, and I sit on the board for that. So then we approached and found a venue, Union 525. Well, Launch Fishers had signed a lease recently in that space to create Launch Indy. So it made sense to incorporate them. And we also are working with Verge. So there's so many of these groups that are already working towards the same goal of economic development and scaling up companies and our talent here on our soil that we all, in coming together, have created what has quickly become a little out of hand in a really great way, the foundation for South by Southwest for Indy.
Well, the timing just seems like a perfect storm. Like you said, everything just gelled at the right time. Everybody, all the players were at the table at the same time. So it seems very organic that it came together.
Right, and also including support from the state level, which Ken can speak to a little better than I can. So it's worked out really well. So Ken, why don't you speak to that, and we can talk about the schedule for that week.
Right. So the coinciding of the Innovation Showcase and the TechPoint Winner Circle, really there's an overlap period where we're going to have a lot of venture capital in town, where the Innovation Showcase is really bringing the talent together for these startup pitches and these kind of competitions. We also have some later stage companies that are looking for much larger investments, scale up capital, and they're a little bit more mature in their growth curve. So we have this overlap period where the state of Indiana, Elevate, are interested in talking to venture capital that is coming here to see these companies about why doing business in Indiana is great. Sometimes some of these little tax incentives or state initiatives aren't always easily understood by out-of-state investors. So this is an opportunity for us to talk about from the perspective of investors in the state, companies from in the state, about their experience in Indiana and how the state has been helpful and encouraging to their company growth.
Right. So there's that education element on the Thursday morning, but it starts Tuesday evening, June 13th. With a certain level of ticket, you have access to an almost fail. So Launch Fishers created this great brand of Fail Fest. You know, let's talk about the elephant in the room and what happens. So and so fortunately, we've got some very brave people with humility that are willing to talk about their screw ups, and we're all excited to hear and laugh at it and learn from it. Hopefully,
is that almost failness?
You mean,
is that where that come from?
You mean laugh with them, right?
Yeah.
Not at them.
Right.
Depends on the speaker, quite frankly.
Yeah. Some of them are funny in their own right.
Right, exactly. So the almost fails Tuesday night. Really valuable lessons. Totally grateful for those that were willing to step up, and hope that my comments don't make them further question their commitment,
question their judgment.
But then on Wednesday, June 14th, that's the main element for the Innovation Showcase. And both Tuesday night, Wednesday are at Union 525, which is a phenomenal venue, a great opportunity to showcase that building. It's 122 years old. It was the first and original industrial trade school in the country with a tax pass to pay for it. Manual high school. Then it has now transcended and evolved to be home to the new industrial trade, which is tech. So we're very grateful to have that space and this very rare opportunity to be able to utilize several rooms in this building that the day after we're done, it turns into business as usual. So furniture gets installed and it's a totally different atmosphere. So hopefully the energy and excitement stays with it. And then the next day, like Ken said about the venture education component and TechPoint's Winner Circle event will be at the Biltwell. So that's another component of us. And then there's a civic hack going to happen as well. So there's a lot of different events planned. We're asking a lot of time of people, but come as you want. We've got an AT&T street party. We have a band, food. Of course, beer and booze, and some.
We mustn't forget the beer and booze because that makes innovation all that much.
That's when the best ideas come.
Absolutely.
After you've been
drinking.
Chips
and salsa.
Yeah, we'll make sure the cameras are rolling after a few of those. So
get those nice cameo moments.
Right. We've hired a drone for later on to capture those special moments
for the dance contests. Yeah.
Right. No, but with the event. We're really excited to bring all these elements together, and AT&T is sponsoring that street party. Barnes & Thornburg and Kat Sepper-Miller were our first big sponsors to come to the table right away, which was huge for us in many ways, not the least of which it confirmed that I wasn't insane in trying to, that we weren't insane in trying to put this together. So that was hugely encouraging, and we have right now 111 sponsors.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, a lot.
If you go to inX3.org, you're going to see a massive amount of sponsors, and that really goes to the testament of believing in this event. And you'll see all the brands there. There's a lot of lift that this event is having is going to be having, right? Yeah. And it's fantastic to be able to see everything converging right now. And I'm sure you're blown away by different brands stepping up and be able to offering assistance wherever they can.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think Brian Payne with CICF said it. It talks about how Hoosiers, we tend to be very modest about what we have going here in the state. It's just amazing that the companies, the sponsors, the participants really have understood the vision of making a name and communicating outside of central Indiana or even Indiana to the coasts and a lot of different places to come here. And the ideas, the amazing, just going to some of these events, these pitch competitions, it's amazing to see the companies from, from financial to university startups to farm technologies to high-tech cloud services to biotech. They're just amazing technologies here in Indiana, and we need to be proud of it, and we need to kind of broadcast it and let people understand how great a community we have here in Indiana.
Right. And as a storyteller, I love the stories that are coming out of this, and just to extract those. So there's this Hoosier humbleness that kind of drives me crazy. There's a lot of these, millionaires next door, a lot of sleeper communities, a lot of sleeper companies that are doing unbelievable things. And I can understand if they're, associated with the CIA or FBI, I need to be quiet. But for God's sake, let's share these and promote them. So this is an opportunity for small companies, small scale-ups, mid-range, mid-sized companies to get some exposure, to remind people, if you've been in the market for a while, hey, look, we're here, we're doing this amazing stuff right now. We're really growing. We're going after this next round of funding because we're getting ready to explode in growth. And so whatever stage someone's in, even if someone is interested in exploring ideas that they are kind of tossing around amongst themselves and friends of what their next big thing is going to be, this is the place to be and come and network. It's going to be off the charts.
It is, and you're tapping right into that a key message that needed to be said, and it's been actually discussed over the years, and I've seen it in a couple power breakfasts over at IBJ. They're talking about why there's not enough capital coming in into Indy, and why there's a flyover still happening, and not getting the recognition of what's really happening in this city and the surrounding counties. This is a mainstay point of communication to be able to showcase that, because maybe a lot of these companies don't know how to get that word out. So that's the platform that you're setting right now.
Right.
Absolutely.
We're creating a really amazing opportunity for them.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different. So I think back with the Venture Club in the 90s, and it was a completely different world. How did you find venture capital was, you talk to your banker or your lawyer, and now you can go on the internet and get all sorts of information about venture capitalists. Now it's more a question of where's the quality. But then you look at the state, the government itself, for Salesforce to put their name on the tallest building in the state, for the governor and the mayor to show up and tout this, it talks about the emphasis for the state government on how important the technology and entrepreneurial innovative community is to the state, and it's a huge deal. And so inX3 is, I think you said it right, Brittany, at the right time and the right place for this confluence of ideas to come together and make a big splash.
No, absolutely. That's a fantastic kind of summary of this. Can companies still become sponsors for the event?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're right at deadline right now for logos for things, but it's not too late on our website and our app.
What about the speakers? I think we glossed over that.
Oh, sorry.
Who are some of the speakers we can expect?
All right,
at the
so
event?
just today we've announced our keynote for the morning
Donald
session.
Trump? Donald Trump?
That's not even funny.
Okay.
Don't say it 3 times in a row.
Okay. Beetlejuice. Yeah. All right. No comment.
Okay.
Back on
All
track.
right. So, all right. David Bruckelman, founder of IMAX, will be our keynote, alongside David Becker, CEO, chairman of First Internet Bancorp. So David Becker is interesting in that he's from here. He's from Indianapolis. He fits the entrepreneur, the investor, the innovator, and is amazingly, even though he's had First Internet Bank now for 16 years, is cultivating entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship within his bank now. So I was curious as to how he's keeping himself busy, because I know he's a very active entrepreneur. So it's really exciting to have him speak. The companies, and this will be on our website and formally announced today, like I said, with David Ruckelman, completely honored to have him attend. He and his family have founded some of the most amazing and most important companies in Canada, and his experience is incredible. So we're really honored to have him come and share that. So that's our opening session. We have breakout sessions during the afternoon that our speakers are on our website for those, and we've got a really nice all-star lineup as well, and people in from out of state, to do this. And it's going to be an amazing day, in addition to the pitch competition, in addition to, of course, that party I mentioned at the end of the day. And we'll have a winner, for the pitch competition at the finals. So, but in our minds, everyone wins who's participating in any level, whether you're simply buying a solo ticket and attending, sponsoring, and coming as an entrepreneur, as a pitch finalist or not. Having a booth is a hot commodity right now. We've got a really long wait list. So this entire shakeup and organization of this event this year has really been tremendous and has created a pretty high demand.
Oh, that's fantastic. In full transparency, it would be remiss if we didn't let our listeners and watchers know that we're going to actually be, Edge Media Studios is going to be out there live casting the entire Wednesday pitch contest. So we're going to be going pitch by pitch by pitch and be able to showcase through inX3, boy. Just kick me.
That's all right. Are you going to have the little X's and O's and redo the play after the pitch is done? Is that you're going to do the play call after the fact?
We could actually do that.
He doesn't watch sports. He doesn't know what you're talking about. He Dutched way over his head.
Don't you do that in dodgeball? You put out.
He's talking down to me now. Look at that.
I'll explain it to you later. I promise.
What is he saying to me?
Yeah.
Ken will put together an algorithm for it.
Yes, exactly.
Be careful.
Thank you very much. If you can go analytical with me, I'm going to be fine. No, but it's a great honor to be able to be in that space, because we're going to be able to bring our showcase, our talents, to be able to just give that much more energy and polish to broadcast and be able to get the word out to so many people inside of Indianapolis and Indiana. So we're going to be bringing this blowtorch of a studio to be able to focus straight in the downtown area of Indianapolis.
Absolutely, we're excited to have you there. I think it's going to, live casting and the integration of social media. So we always joke, right? The Venture Club was founded a long time ago. So white tablecloths and the old guy network, and it's like, no, that's not what the Venture Club is anymore, right? It is new. So social media, live broadcast. It's important.
Let's call it edge casting.
Edge casting?
Oh, I like that.
That might catch on.
I like that.
That's what he's going for.
So how do we stay up to date with all the latest news leading up to the event?
Well, follow us on social media. We've got at inX3 Indy is the Twitter handle. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. You can follow me. You can follow Ken if you're on Facebook.
I'm
Facebook.
I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
He does all the stuff.
And we're
website.
Constantly. Yeah, the website has all of our information on there, and so there should be a.
Do we have an 800 number and an ad in the newspaper too?
We actually do have an ad in the newspaper. We're featured in the IBJ Innovation segment, but you're making fun of media technology. So no, we don't have
Billboard?
an 800 number. There's no billboard. There may be one next year.
Park benches. That's where it is.
She's gonna hit us both.
I'm gonna be done with this conversation. I'm out of here.
All right. So let go to the website as well, because that's where you can buy the tickets, right?
Yep. Yes, you can.
So it's inX3.org, and the dates are July 13th,
June.
June.
Wow.
It's June.
June 13th.
It's also right behind you on the wall right there.
There we are. June
have it.
13th through
Oh,
17th.
wow. Nice.
So we're going to do some additional build-up, and we're looking to actually focus this and talk about it more next week, and possibly bring a couple speakers in. Possibly.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So go buy tickets at inX3.org. What's the ticket price going?
Well, we've got 3 different choices on the website right now, and they start at $179.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Isn't there a promotion running right now, 30% discount?
Well, now that you said that, you better make sure.
I know that it's running right now.
We are in.
Matchbook has made sure that's out
All
there, right?
So uppercase W, we are in.
Oh, very cool.
With space between those words.
No space.
No space?
No space.
Try both. Try both just in case.
It's worth 30% to try both.
So 30% reduction on that ticket price, and I mean, you want to get in there, and you want to be able to set your date for the entire week. I mean, there's so many things happening on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and go to the TechPoint Winter Circle, and also check out the Hack Fest. I mean, there's a week of great innovation that's happening here in Indianapolis. So you check it out, inX3.org. You can go to facebook.com/inX3Indy, Twitter at inX3Indy, as well as the LinkedIn. You can also search for inX3 as well, and you'll be able to come across all those points. Any final thoughts regarding inX3 and what you're creating here in Indy?
Well, what we have created, or what we have are working to create, is the foundation of a celebration that will be not just celebrated 1 week a year. First of all, it will be one big week every year, but it will grow from that, and then also utilize this platform for a couple other events throughout the year to keep the energy building.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So, and truly think of it as South by Southwest for Indy. So there's a lot of similarities, little glimpses of some of that to come in the future. But next year will be a much stronger platform in that direction.
Fantastic. All right. With that, we're going to bring the show to a close. Thank you very much, Ken Miller and Gary Kavensky. I thank you. I mean, you guys are doing a lot of work for Indianapolis, and I want to give you props on that, because I mean, this is, you're not getting paid to do this. This is your investment of your time and your care for Indianapolis. And I just want to thank you as just being able to witness it from afar and getting closer. You're doing a heck of a lot of work right now to build that awareness. So that's pretty cool.